All right, welcome back. Now, before I get into this story, I want to ask the ladies a question. What if it became a trend for men on the very first date to rip your face off, to mutilate your face? And every day there were stories, news reports of a woman having her face mutilated on the very first date. Okay? Very specific. It's a first date and he mutilates your face. Would you continue to date men? I've noticed that it's easier for people in general to turn against any and everything else except for dogs. And that's the one thing that people need to turn against. Now, this is a story out of, I think, Australia. A 17-year-old is in critical condition. Now, I'm always talking about avoiding these people's homes. Look, you want to be friends with someone while you're at work? Knock yourself out. But if you go to their home, you're doing it at your own risk. Understand they do not control that dog's brain.
Fighting for life in hospital tonight after being mauled by a dog in our state's Hunter region. The teenager was left with critical injuries to her head, neck and body while visiting her friend's house in Singleton.
Described as a caring and beautiful girl, Annalise Blyton, just 17 years old and in the fight of her life, in intensive care after being attacked by a dog at Singleton.
A number of critical injuries to her neck, face and back. Emergency services were confronted with quite a confronting scene.
Neck, face and back.
It happened on Broughton Street yesterday, just before midday. Annalise at her friend's house studying for upcoming exams. Her family says she was on her way out the door, attempting to pat the dog before it attacked.
I believe she bent down to put her face in the dog's face. This crazy habit that dog lovers have that quite often gets their face and neck mutilated. Of all areas of your body, why would you put your face at risk? But if you notice, they cannot stop doing it. They have to kneel down, okay? If they're standing up, they have to kneel down, they have to squat down and put their face directly, within inches. And sometimes they'll kiss the dog. Kiss it. So they're completely sacrificing their own face. Like, why isn't all these trends that pop up, why isn't there ever an anti-trend where instead of doing something, you actually en masse stop doing something?
Its actions on the day were out of character.
Brave bystanders.
The dog's actions on this day were out of character. No, they were not. It's just a dog. It's just a dog. And dogs do this all the time. Stop it. Stop it. And I'm saying, even if it's never attacked anyone before, this is what dogs are known to do. Stop playing dumb.
Racing in, putting their own safety at risk.
They assisted in removing the dog from the girl, an incredible act given the circumstances. They rendered what potentially could be life-saving treatment.
From the victim's mother, fight, baby girl, don't let this defeat you. You have so much love and...
Fight, baby girl. Yeah, she is in critical condition. And I'm just wondering whether or not they're going to show what she looks like. Dog focused on her face. So this sounds like another Jacqueline Duran story in the making.
Support describing the trauma this is going to leave behind as unbearable. The 10-year-old dog was a mix of breeds, including Boxer, Bull Arab and Irish Wolfhound. With the owner's consent...
So what? So what? It's a pit mix. I don't care what you do. You named 2 bully breeds just then and 1 non-bully breed. That's all that matters. It's a bully breed. Bully breed mix, all the same thing.
It was put down. While no charges have been laid tonight, investigations into how exactly...
Of course. What did I just say? These are sacrifices. Right out in the open. These are sacrifices. Young people, do you understand why it's important to stay away from these people's homes? I don't care how nice you think someone is. If they own a dog, you can never go to their home. I don't care if you think a dog knows you. This is what this situation involved. This wasn't the first time she saw that dog. And you can tell by the description, it was a large dog. And the important thing about this is her age, 17. I personally consider 17, you're still a kid. You're still a kid. So her actions are primarily the result of conditioning. Conditioning. And then these parents, rather than reflect on what they taught the child, the victim, that got them mutilated, they just feel sad. Just no remorse over the fact that you conditioned them to trust these worthless mutants rather than avoid them. You are at fault as well. I believe it's not difficult. It's fairly easy to teach a child to avoid dogs. There's plenty of evidence. And dog lovers, I don't want to hear it because none of you have tried it. You show a young person the victims, the results of dog attacks. No, it's very easy to teach them to where all you got to do is show them the facts and they won't want to be around dogs. They'll grow up and their beliefs of avoiding dogs will be reinforced just like our beliefs are reinforced right now when stories like this surface non-stop. People have to start holding themselves accountable. This is crazy. So crazy. Leaning down, squatting down to be face to face. Now you look at these therapy dogs that are being hauled into these schools and libraries, hospitals, dentist offices. Their primary target is youngsters. And what you see in those videos is youngsters putting their face in a dog's face, doing the exact same thing that this child did that got her face, neck, and back mutilated. They are starting them off at the earliest age possible, training them to stick their face in the face of a dog. Look at those therapy dog videos. Y'all, many of you have seen them. Youngsters do it all the time. They'll jump and land in the dog's face. They literally treat it like it's a big toy. As if that's, I mean, what's going on with the world? It's out of control at this point. And nobody is saying nothing about it. No, and think, the so-called experts are not saying anything, and they're on record saying that you should never do that. Many of them. But you never hear from them. You visit their channels, they do not create content like that. Content similar to the content that some of us create. Dogs, especially right now, are especially vicious, and there's an uptick. We are currently in an uptick in attacks. This surfaced 5 days ago. I do not believe I've talked about this yet.
The Newport News neighborhood is reeling after a vicious dog attack put 4 people in the hospital. One woman had to have surgery. Her daughter spoke with our Markeisha Jackson about what happened, and before we proceed, we must warn you some of the images you are about to see are graphic.
The attack happened in this Newport News neighborhood on Barber Drive. Neighbors say it was traumatizing.
They had my mom lay down on the bed. The whole back of her arm pretty much was open. It looked more like a shark attack than a dog attack.
These are the injuries this woman is referring to. She and her mother wished to remain anonymous, but they wanted to shed light on what happened.
She had tissue missing so bad that you could see the ligaments and muscles.
What makes this situation even more tragic is that she says her mom and others were only trying to help an elderly woman who was being attacked by the dogs first.
Every time that they would...
Now, wow. That part where she said it looked more like a shark attack. No, it looked like a dog attack. People have to start, doing their research. That's why I say they should teach people about this in mainstream schools so that they understand how severe these dog attacks are. For whatever reason, people look at dog attacks as bites, and all you have is some puncture wounds. That is never, I will say, rarely the case. It's rarely the case. And it's never the case in mutilation, severe attacks. And if the dog is a bully breed, yeah, you can forget about it.
And that they would get the dogs off of the woman, they would attack the other people.
You hear that? Wait.
They would get the
dog's fur.
They're talking about this elderly lady who's being attacked first.
Every time that they would get the dogs off of the woman, they would attack the other people and then rush back over to the woman. They were biting her face and her neck.
Newport News police say there were
face and neck.
2 vicious dogs responsible for the attack, leaving 4 people suffering from bites. All 4 victims were transported to local hospital.
So this elderly lady, was laying on the ground and couldn't get up. They pulled the dogs off. The dogs attacked other people, and the other people that got attacked ended up with this injury. This lady wasn't even the primary target, the initial target. The initial target was this elderly lady on the ground, couldn't get up, and every time the dog went back to attack her, it went for her face and neck. Straight unaliving attempt.
Get the dogs off of the woman, they would attack the other people and then rush back over to the woman. They were biting her face and her neck.
Newport News police say there were 2 vicious dogs responsible for the attack, leaving 4 people suffering from bites. All 4 victims were transported to local hospitals. Animal control was called, and they took custody of the 2 dogs.
I don't think that is necessarily a breed thing. I think it has to do with the owner and the way that they raise them, the love that they give them.
There you go. As bad as this story is, they had to throw a defense of these things. Yes, it is the breed, lady. Do you think a poodle could have done this? Do you think a Chihuahua could have done this? That is in your face, open denial of the truth. That should not be accepted. That's unacceptable. Stop saying that. Stop pretending as if all breeds are equally dangerous. What is wrong with y'all? What is wrong with y'all? No, seriously. What is y'all's problem? There's no excuse for playing that dumb. That's what we call dangerously stupid. And it's unexcusable. I'm sick of people thinking that this extreme stupidity that they put on display is just acceptable. Yeah, you have no limits at all. Just completely ultra degenerate. Breed is a factor, lady. Do you understand? Huge factor. Its capabilities matter. What's wrong with y'all? Y'all act slow. Always bragging about IQ this, IQ that, and you just slow. I don't ever talk to me about no high IQ. Don't talk about IQs at all talking like this on a massive level as we hear. You idiots.
It has to do with the owner and the way that they raise them, the love that they give them.
Animal control is leading the investigation. Residents hope the owner of the dogs can be held responsible. They say this isn't the first time an incident has happened involving the same owner. They hope something can be done before someone loses their life.
I think that my mom and those two guys are heroes because they saved that lady's life. Not probably. They saved her life for sure.
Animal control is continuing to investigate. No word yet on if the owner of
Ridiculous. Ridiculous. We shouldn't have to deal with threats like this. Unnecessary threat, lethal threats. Again, what is y'all's problem? The worst people in society, by far, the worst. That's why there's so much promotion, trying to promote them as the best, as the pillars of society.
Good evening, I'm Larry Smith.
And I'm Megan Mannering.
Well, a woman is dead in Knox County after deputies say she was attacked by a pack of dogs.
The sheriff's office is now investigating what led up to the deadly mauling. LEX 18's Molly Demrow has the latest.
Tomorrow's my wife's birthday. She'll be 45.
It was a horrifying scene in the Flatlit community Friday afternoon. 44-year-old Priscilla Jones was walking around 2:30 on Sandy Branch Road when deputies say she was suddenly attacked by a pack of wild dogs.
A neighbor that lived approximately 150 yards away from this lady had contacted dispatch and said that she'd been attacked by several dogs. Didn't give us the exact number, but several dogs at close to her residence right there.
By the time first responders arrived, Jones had suffered life-threatening injuries and was unable to speak. According to the sheriff, she was rushed to the hospital but later died from her injuries.
I seen the ambulance and the cops going up in there, and then I got worried. I went up to her, just being nosy, I guess. I went up to her and there she was.
Her husband, Johnny, still in shock, says he and his 2 children saw Priscilla lying in the grassy field. But he does not believe a pack of dogs could cause as much damage as he saw to his wife.
Can you believe that? Wow. This is what I'm talking about. A pack of dogs can leave nothing but your skeleton. There is no limit to the damage that a pack of dogs can inflict. Can you believe that a grown man actually said that? This is what I'm talking about. There's something wrong with people's brains. This is crazy.
Saw to his wife.
I believe the first blow to the back of the neck was the lethal that made her go down, and then the dogs helped her.
Now I have no idea what he said just then. The first blow to the back of the head was lethal? Is that what you said? You say it was lethal?
That made.
So what are you saying, that a person did it? Are y'all hearing this?
Was to the back of the neck. I believe the first blow to the back of the neck was the lethal that made her go down, and then the dogs helped her.
So the extent of the injuries was the result of the dogs, based on your own explanation. A blow to the back of the head, that's not, you can't see that injury. What is he talking about? Look at that worthless defense of dogs. You see how no matter what, they always have to try to defend dogs in some way, no matter how horrific of an attack it was? This was a fatality. And it's actually running through your mind to put up a defense for the dogs? Then you give an explanation and it does not confirm what you're saying. People are so brainwashed. You have to defend dogs. You have to defend dogs. No matter what, you got to defend dogs. People got to snap out of it. This is pure brainwashing. First blow was a lethal. I guess he's saying the person did it because only an evil human could inflict that much damage, right? You don't think a pack of dogs could have unalived her? What? Oh, Lord. Y'all need to, man. Okay, let's continue.
The lethal that made her go down, and then the dogs helped her.
The Knox County Sheriff's Office is trying to determine where the dogs came from and where they may be now.
We've been in contact with animal control, and they responded to the scene as well. And they have been in that area all weekend long trying to locate dogs.
If you're in the area, you're asked to stay alert and report any sightings to police.
Man, y'all lucky. Y'all lucky I'm not rich and where I don't have nothing else to do. I'd go to this area. I'd go to this area just to, take a stroll, take a walk. And, if anything were to happen, it would just be an example of how to stroll through areas like this. It would be helpful to the viewers and listeners. This is crazy. And how hard is it to find these dogs? If there were a bunch of people out there just roaming around in the woods and around trees, it'd be easy to find them. Like, what are you talking about? You could probably get other dogs to track the dogs down. Like, how hard is it to find dogs? You cannot make this up, man. The world is gone dog crazy. Shout out to all of you able to join me for this live stream. And I hope you can join me on the next as we continue with this crusade.